Hello and welcome to Boxing News TV. I'm editor Tris Dixon, joined today by Matt Christie, back from a week of tanning in Spain. And we're here to talk about some of the big issues in boxing today. This week, Matt, obviously Victor Ortiz cut short his fight with Josecito Lopez. It was a cracking fight while it lasted. Question marks arise again about Victor Ortiz's heart. What's your take on the fight and the fallout?
I think for Victor Ortiz, I mean, at the end of the day, he broke his jaw. It's going to be excruciating pain. It's not the first time this has happened, though. It happened in the Maidana fight, the end of the Floyd Mayweather fight, where he seemed to be incessantly apologising after going in with a headbutt. Also illustrated some kind of weakness up there in his psyche. However, how much criticism can you give these guys that are in there giving their all? I think I mean, your blog hit the nail on the head yesterday, which is on the website at the moment. Anybody that gets in there and competes at that level, yeah, they're fighters and they deserve our respect for that. But has Victor Ortiz got that champion's heart that will complement his talents to take him to the next level?
You'd love everyone in the sport to have that amount of heart, wouldn't you? Yeah. I mean, that's what you want, because people have set precedents. You look at Ali with his broken jaw against Norton, you look at Danny Williams and his shoulder, and Abraham with his mangled face against Edison Miranda. I mean, those are the precedents that have been set, and so anyone who doesn't live up to that is almost seen as something of a failure, aren't they? Yeah,
exactly. But for as many of these guys, these heroes of the sport, for want of a better word, that have gone through this and they've had these really painful injuries, and they've gone on and won the fight, or they've got to the end of the fight. There's many more that have walked away and gone, well, I can't deal with this pain, I can't deal with that, and they've taken a step back. So Ortiz is in the majority, really, I would say.
There's been a lot of speculation, really, about his, or not speculation, but people talking about his demeanour post-fight. Like you said about the Mayweather fight, he was very apologetic. I think that's the thing that I don't know if galls me is the right word, but amazes me with Ortiz. Is I remember after the Lamont-Peterson fight, who he fought in December a year or so ago, and I remember he had that fight. It was there for the taking. It was there for the winning. He hurt Peterson, and he coasted to a draw, and he seemed fortunate on some cards to get the draw. And I just didn't really understand why. His post-fight attitude was like, "I'm just happy to be here." Yeah. And I was like, come on, you've been training for weeks for this. You're on the verge of a really big fight. Show some emotion. Say you're devastated. Tell us how upset you are with just a draw, and it just wasn't there. And it was, the same thing after the Maidana fight. When so many people were criticising him, his demeanour didn't change. He never really got defensive. It's all very, it's a very polished exterior to Ortiz, which is quite frustrating, I find.
Yeah, definitely, and I think that's got to tell so many stories. I mean, we're lucky enough to speak to these guys, these boxers, on a regular basis, and what you'll get is passion. Above whatever level they're at in the sport is passion and love for the sport, and kind of what Ortiz portrays at times, it lacks that.
Okay, also, Matt, on the undercard in Carson, Humberto Soto proved he wasn't a light welterweight against Lucas Matisse.
Yeah, he did. I think there's not many people who could stand up to Matisse. He's a massive puncher. The thing with Soto as well, he's been around for so long. He's been a fantastic advert for the game, and he's been in some wonderful fights. But I mean, I can't remember. I think maybe 2 years ago, maybe not. It started to look like he was going a little bit. His legs were not quite what they were. So I think kind of the writing's been on the wall. It'd been interesting if Soto had been in at his peak, but I still think, yeah, he was too small for this division.
I remember Soto, when I went to Pacquiao, Joshua Clottey at Arlington in the Cowboy Stadium, I remember Soto was in the hotel gym and he was really busting a gut the day before trying to make the weight, and he looked so dry at the weigh-in at lightweight. I wonder if it wasn't the case of having 2 or 3, maybe 4, or if you look at it in years, maybe spending two or 3 years boiling down to lightweight, because that obviously has a really, a long-term effect on your health and your ability in the ring, I think.
Yeah.
What do you see next for Matisse? I mean, the mouth waters at a possible all-Argentine showdown with Marcus Maidana, albeit Maidana's moved up to welterweight.
Yeah, that would be the obvious one. I think Matisse's got that problem, hasn't he? Where it's similar to what Maidana has, is that who's going to want to fight him? and I think that's the issue. I think Madana's got a fight now with Keith Thurman, who looks like a fantastic prospect. So that's no gimme for Maidana. So it'll be interesting to see that one. But as for Matisse, I mean, whoever fights him is going to have in for a hellacious night.
I mean, the good news for Matisse is he's with Golden Boy, and they seem keen to put him in big fights because he guarantees entertainment. But like you say, he's very much the signed up member of the Who Needs Him club, isn't he? Because, you know, massive risk and not a whole lot of reward for beating a guy without a belt at the moment.